bit of a tangle. Not often we've seen that this summer. 310 to 3.
Would have had to have been a long single for Joe Root to have said yes to Johnny Bairstow there. He's on 99, he wants his 100. I think about half an hour ago there may have been a single. Knocked into the leg side. Defended into the leg side. Joe Root was stood in the popping crease and said, Johnny, dream on, buddy. Going to get that opportunity now. Is this the delivery? What a player, man. What a player this dude is.
There's a bit of delay here because Boomer and India are just mulling over whether or not to bring the field in. Thakur is now coming up from the third man fence and block off the one into the offside. Passes over the second slip. A 28 test match 100 for Amasa. He is a quite magnificent player. Before this summer, never made 100 in the fourth innings for England. He now has two. Magnificent. Savour him because he is special.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to be watching this guy.
And 6 away. Convention on its head as Root plays a glorious reverse sweep to take England to 1 away from victory. Scores tied, 377 for 3.
Yes, they made a mockery of this target, literally. Where they've gone about the job. No messing around. Just a proper clean-up act this morning.
How fitting then that Joe Root, who captained England in this series last summer and has shouldered such a burden over a 2 or 3 year period as captain, how fitting that a single from him should finally bring this series to a conclusion. India have come back to complete it here at Edgbaston, but they won't go away with the Pataudi Trophy because of the brilliance of that man on screen and his partner Johnny Bairstow, who finishes this game with a pair of hundreds. He's unbeaten on 114, having played magnificently in the first innings for 100. And India's players warmly congratulating both Root and Bairstow in the middle. They tried their best, but they've come up short against some magnificent batting.
It's a stunning partnership. One-way traffic this morning for all England. Two set batsmen finishing things off. Root, fittingly enough, highest run scorer in the series, over 700 runs,
Oh my god!
finishing things off.
See the goalkeeper's goal?
Johnny Bairstow, 400 of the summer today,
I know, but it's still
keeping
no.
him company.
It's a record chase for England in Test cricket. It is a record chase on this ground. And what a start to that man's captaincy career, Ben Stokes. Having led England to a 3-0 series win against New Zealand, he takes this one-off Test match against India, and that allows England to level the series at 2 apiece. They are an incredible relatively confident side right now, and they're enjoying their cricket, as you can see from the broad smiles on their faces. What a time to be in that England dressing room.
No, no, no. It was like the deciding step. Not put through.
So well-fought series
Not through.
started last year, finishing
No, no,
two
not
matches
it.
apiece.
Exactly.
New captain,
Norwich.
Ben Stokes, who was the captain for the
Norwich
first four
where
test
then?
matches, first three test matches.
I'll go back to the toss. That man said we fancy a chase. We fancy chasing. Well, they got a chase, and in the end it was a stroll in the park. A measure of how England are just turning thinking on its head. Ben Stokes didn't say I want to bowl because I want early wickets. I want to chase. Don't care how many. That was the end point of it. Joe Root putting a full stop to the series, a long delayed series, but one that ends two apiece. Fantastic batting to witness this morning, and just feast on, really. As good as it gets. Partnership was worth 269 in the end between Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow. Root undefeated on 142, his fourth century of this long delayed series, and Johnny Bairstow with his 400 of the summer. He's 114 not out, and England went from 109 for 3 to 378 for 3. Couple of wickets for Jasprit Bumrah, but none for anybody else, and some punishment there for India's bowlers. So, England square the series. They win by 7 wickets, and ultimately, the series is drawn 2 apiece.
Well, that is a simply staggering performance. I'm delighted to say that Joe Root has been kind enough to come straight to join myself and Nasser at the car. Can you quite believe you've just done that in that style?
It was pretty fun doing it.
I bet.
To be honest, throughout the whole summer, we've, since that first game, sort of said whatever they get, we'll chase it down. And I think Ben at the top said, or to us in the group before the top said, we're not going to back first, we're going to chase. So it's sort of that mentality about how we're going about things at the minute. And yeah, once we got that partnership going, we just felt it was talking about so much credit has to go to the two lads at the top. The way they set the platform, the way they shifted pressure straight back onto India, and smashed that new ball around on a wicket that was doing a bit, was incredible batting. It really made the work that we had to do after that a lot easier, and they deserve a huge amount of credit because it was a sublime partnership. It really was against a world-class attack.
Take you back though, when the captain said, we're going to chase, did you go, oh, right, okay, wow?
No, not when you've got guys like him and Johnny in the middle order playing the way that they're playing, and yeah, it's just the feeling in the dressing room at the minute is whatever you get, we're going for it and we're going to take it down.
Fun.
Great fun.
And the word of Johnny, his form, you know him well, has just been staggering.
Yeah, it looks like he's got real clarity in how he wants to go about his cricket, striking the ball so clean. He looks very calm and in control out there. And it's just great to see him, really enjoying Test cricket. There's been a number of times when he's been in and out of the side. You can blame me for that if you want, but when he's come in this summer, and even the back end of the winter, and the way he's been batting has just been exceptional. And it's plays to stand at the other end. Sometimes a bit scary when he starts smashing them straight back at you.
That one was at the end, off Siraj.
If that was at me, I couldn't move out of the way. It was so hard to hit it. But no, it's great fun, and it's great to see someone that I've known from being 12 years old sort of start to realise his true potential in this format of the game.
And your form, not just this summer, but in the series, because remember, we're finishing off this series. It's a bizarre thing to say, but you cast your mind back to last year. Terrific.
Yeah, I feel like I'm playing some nice cricket. Really enjoying my batting, and well, you guys know what it's like. When you're enjoying it, it makes things a lot easier. You turn up to practice and you're excited, and you get out to in the middle and you're up for the contest, and I feel in a really good place, and just need to keep working hard at making sure I maintain that. And I think one thing that's worked really well for me is just being at peace with one mode of dismissal every now and again, and accepting that it's a game of failure batting, and you're not going to get it right every time, but you get in, you get going, you've got to really make it count, and hopefully I can keep pushing that on.
You quite rightly paid tribute to Johnny and indeed the two openers who started that run chase off so well. What about the bowlers producing India to 2-4-5 in that second
Brilliant.
innings?
And smart as well, not using the heavy roller at the start of the game, keeping the pace in it, knowing that that's what we were going to do towards the back end. But throughout the whole summer, 80 wickets, bowling attack, really, the way that Ben's got them working and staying so aggressive, always hunting wickets is great out there. You feel so in the game, you feel like you're creating chances all the time, and making things happen, which is what it's all about.
And great belief in what you're doing as well, in with the ball. Because first innings, bowl short, they get a few runs themselves. It would have been easy second time round to sort of self-analyse, overanalyse. You went, no, it didn't work in the first innings. We were going to go again. We believe in this plan, and it worked second time round.
Yeah, and like a lot of things, you look at the amount of times you're trying to hit the top of something, if you miss, then it can go for four. It's the same with the bouncer. You've got to make sure you just execute it really well, and I think that's something that we did extremely well in the second innings. And I think the plan's the right one. We just got to understand that you've got to execute it well, just like you do with every other department of the game.
That bottom figure there is remarkable, 378 for 3, chasing in any game, in any circumstance. To do it against this attack, that is a serious attack. And your boys made them look very ordinary.
Good fun, like I said. There was a little bit on offer there, but it felt like when you're putting bowlers under pressure constantly, when you're going at 4.5 and over, it's very difficult for them to keep coming hard at you. And we recognised crucial parts of pressure. I think we soaked it up at the right times in the second innings, and then when we got our chances to put it back on, and we did it, and we were ruthless with it, which is something that we might have lacked in recent times, especially in the Marley. Now we've got someone in charge who knows what they're doing. It's way better, isn't it?
And finally then, what about the two old war horses that you left out of the Caribbean? Anderson with 32 finals and Brawl 550 wickets.
Okay, look. No, they're incredible, aren't they? And in English conditions, no one can touch them. I think one thing that you've got to pay testament to Birmingham was 4 back-to-back games. Jimmy running in, bowling bounces at 7 o'clock at night. After the workload he's had, Stewart coming tirelessly for those 4 games, creating a lot of chances. First up could catch, you'd have a lot more wickets as well. So, they're a testament to this team. There's no, it's no coincidence they've got the wickets that they've got and the records that they have is because they constantly put batters under pressure. They ask really good questions for long periods of time, and they're relentless. They just keep coming and coming.
Well, you played brilliantly, and we've nailed you, so perfect. Thank you very much indeed. You can go and enjoy the celebrations. Thanks very much indeed, Joe. KP, come and enjoy Nat tonight. I mean, that is extraordinary, isn't it? Not just the numbers there, but in how many overs they've done it. The strike rate, the ability to take, as you said, that attack apart pretty much.
It is truly remarkable. If we do it once, it's truly remarkable. That's 4 times now. And rightly, he's getting applauded by the whole of Edgbaston as he walks off.
You being booed, Nat?
To do it 4 times on the bounce is unbelievable. It really is. 3 times against New Zealand. The 2 that walked off against New Zealand at Headingley are the 2 that walk off here. The form that Root and Bairstow in, I can't remember a pair of England cricketers been in such form for such a sustained period. And I'll be perfectly honest, it's not really baseball. It is the way they are playing are just normal what Root and what Bairstow can do. They're not being reckless. They're not being stupid. Have you seen either of those 2 in the runs they've got? They're averaging over 100, the pair of them this summer. Have they ever played a shot this summer and you go, what have you done that for? Every time they've taken a risk, they've nailed it. They've just been so smart, so sensible. He said we have to soak it up occasionally. I can't remember them soaking up pressure too often. You cannot bowl to those 2 at the moment. That's how good they are.
Have you seen, you had your purple patches, I think back to Michael Vaughan in Australia, Cook in Australia. Have you seen anyone in better form over a period of time now? You think of what happened in Australia, then the West Indies, and now 400 in the summer, the best.
It's just a pleasure to watch, Wardy. And I think that The most fascinating thing about the conversation you just had with Joe was his ability to understand that batting is, you're going to have more bad days than you are good days. And the way that he is willing to try and even get better. I mean, how do you get better?
From Sky Sports.
Was ordinary. Why did you do that? You need to knuckle down and you need to look after yourself. What they're doing at the moment is perfect. Yes, he stands here and he understands and says, you know what, I know there's going to be bad days, but I just want to try and get better. How do you get better than that?
Well, what you do is you have the hunger. We have that saying in the dressing room, don't mess with form. It's very easy after Trent Bridge to go out at Headingley and swing from the backside, from the third ball. I'm playing brilliantly, then you nick it, then you go through a spell where you get low scores, and then you wish you hadn't messed with form. What they've both done is that they've realised that they're in the nick of their life, and in the back of their mind, they know what it's like when you can't buy a run. So, absolutely, they've said we are not messing with form.
It has been a privilege to be here, quite honestly. England have broken all sorts of records, chasing down 3-7-8 for 3, winning by 7 wickets, winning this test match but levelling the series. And the style in which they did it in should have the crowds flocking to test match cricket. Welcome to the presentation for the LV Insurance Test Series, which finishes level at 2 wins apiece after England's victory in this fifth match by 7 wickets. The interviews will be conducted by Mark Butcher from Sky Sports. We would like to thank our ICC match officials, the match referee David Boone, on-field umpires Ali Dar and Richard Kettleborough, third umpire Lorraine Erasmus, and the fourth umpire Alex Rourke. The first presentation is for the LV Insurance Player of the Match for this fifth test, who received the Magnum of Chapeldown Sparkling Wine and an LV Insurance Medal. The Player of the Match has been chosen by the Sky Sports commentary team. Mentions must go to Richard Pants and Ravindra Jadeja for first inning centuries. Jimmy Anderson taking 5 wickets for the 22nd time in Tests in India's first innings. Joe Root made his 28th Test match hundreds. But for centuries in both England innings with a total of 220 runs in this test. The LV Insurance Player of the Match is England's Johnny Bairstow.
Come on, Johnny. Congratulations. You did well.
Johnny, what an ovation for you. Have you ever felt clearer of mind and more comfortable in your own skin than you do right now?
That's probably not the right question to answer, but no, it's great fun at the moment. I mean, the last month has been a fantastic month of Test cricket for all the lads. I mean, you can see the smiles on all the boys' faces, how excited we are for each other when everyone's doing well, and that's a massive part of it.
You scored 600 in the last 6-7 months. I mean, the form is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, just taking all the simple things back and stripping it back to the basics. I mean, last couple of years have been tough. I'm not a big fan of the bubbles, and I'm not someone who likes to stay in a room and play computer games. So it's
It's been tough on me, but the last few months has been fantastic. I mean, fair play to everyone that went through that. I know that we're fortunate to play the cricket that we do, but it's great to be back. I mean, the crowds, we've had some fantastic crowds again, day 5. I mean, it's sold out in 90 minutes.
I mean, the exaggeration that English Test cricket was on its knees has been proven to be entirely wrong. What do you put the turnaround down to? I mean, we've heard a lot about, obviously, Ben and Baz and their attitude to the game. Does it take something for the players to kind of to truly buy into that, or has it been instantaneous for you all?
I just about having the enjoyment factor of it. Not being afraid of failing, going out and playing the way and putting pressure back on the opposition. We're to win games of cricket, that's what we want to do. You're going to lose games along the way if we play the way in which we are, but hopefully the positive brand that we're playing is exciting for people to watch. It's certainly exciting to play in, and we'll have a crack on the way.
Let's just focus on this game and that final innings, if we can. At 3 down there, when you strode out to the crease, the heat was on, wasn't it? The flying, and there was a little bit of 1 or 2 words bouncing around. But yourself and Joe seemed to diffuse that pretty quickly. Can you explain how that felt and how you managed to sort of take the sting out of it?
It was all under control, but look, they've got some world-class bowlers within their ranks, and there are periods of time where you've got to stoke up pressure. They've done it for so long, and when they get on top, they're a very tough side to shift from that. The momentum that they have and the pressure that they put on you, they try to intimidate you. That's exactly what they try and do. They have done it for so long. They've got some amazing players within their ranks that start shifting that pressure back onto them, and that's what we try to do. It's about us concentrating on us. Look, there's periods of Test cricket where you're going to have to suck it up. You're going to have to consolidate, because there are going to be periods of play when they are going to bowl very, very well, and that's exactly what they did. And then when it started reversing a little bit, it got a little bit interesting again. So you take account, and then look, this morning's a different morning, and we go again.
What about yourself and Joe up there? Walked off with the stumps and the champagne back at Headingley. You've done it again today. The partnership is thriving at the moment.
Just 2 lads from Yorkshire. It's amazing to share some special memories out there. We've grown up playing together. We've grown up playing together. We've spent a lot of time in the middle, all the way from Yorkshire Academy now. Test matches. We're very fortunate to do so, and it's an absolute pleasure to be out there for 28 hundred. I mean, it's pretty special.
Well, it's been thrilling watching you play throughout the course of this summer. Go and enjoy that. I'm sure you'll have a quiet evening.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be a quiet one, and I'm sure I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.
We now move on to the England player of the series, who will receive a Magnum Chapelhouse Sparking Wine and an LV Insurance medal. This has been nominated by the Written Press to say England and India have produced some enthralling cricket in a remarkably lengthy series played out against the backdrop of COVID-19. There have been several fine individual performances by England players, with Ollie Robinson and James Anderson both taking 21 wickets apiece. But throughout the course of the 5 matches, the England player of the series has made an outstanding contribution of 737 runs, including 400 and an astonishing average of 105.28. The LV Insurance England player of the series is Joe Root.
Joe, it's been quite the 6 months for you. You've gone through the full gamut of emotions, having been captain, tough times in Australia, tough times in the West Indies, but you're still batting on a different plane to pretty much everyone else. How do you maintain the laser focus on your game when there's so much going on around you that perhaps is not within your control?
Because it's fun. I love batting. Simple as that, really. The environment that's been created over the last 4 weeks has been exceptional. The guys are having great amount of fun. It's great to set up the training. Everyone's really enjoying it, and there's absolute clarity with whatever is set, we'll chase it down, and there's full belief in that. So jersey.
Were there any moments, clearly it's a very difficult decision for you to step down from being the captain, a job that you obviously loved and enjoyed. Were there any moments where you thought, maybe I need to step away for a bit, or was it just, okay, I get back out there and we get back on the horse?
No, absolutely not. I'd say I love this team. They're a great bunch of lads, and led by a brilliant, one of my great mates in Stokesy, and he's got the full backing of everyone, and in particular myself. And really pleased to see it start as we have. It's been great seeing his Test cricket be seen in such a great light this summer, and our responsibility is to keep that going and keep entertaining everyone and keep it as fun for us to play out there as it is, hopefully for everyone to watch as well.
The form has been stretching back to quite some time ago now. Back in Sri Lanka, the double hundreds, it all started off there. Double hundred in India against India has been simply thrilling. I remember you speaking about making making changes in your hotel room during bubbles. Going through there, doing drills, shadow batting, all that type of stuff. Can you explain to people sort of what it feels like when you get into that mode where everything is just working perfectly?
I think it's something you're constantly searching for. It's a place that you very rarely find, but one that you're always working towards. Every day you don't wake up feel $1 million out there in the middle. You just got to keep trusting and believing in everything you do. Keep trying to keep it as fun as possible, and I get great enjoyment watching the guys go about it. It's horrendous fun. Still watching Johnny bat at the minute is so much fun. The way he's playing, striking the ball, just want to get him on strike, to be honest. I think a big part of it for me is having an acceptance that you're not always going to be successful. You're going to have days where it doesn't work out, but just trying to stay as level and as constant as you can, and keep trying to find ways of keeping that enjoyment factor, because that's what it's all about. That's why you start playing the game. That's what, as a 5-year-old kid or a 10-year-old kid, when you first get into it, is what it's all about. And why not? When you're what should be the most enjoyable part of your career, you've got to make it fun, and that's what's great at the moment.
4 Test match hundreds over the course of this series, over the course of 2 years. The last person to do that was Dennis Compton back in 1947. Your form has been truly remarkable. And I guess, again, tension, there should have been tension around this run chase. 378, a world record. But the ground seemed to be entirely calm. You seem to be entirely calm. I mean, how do you guys get into a state where breaking records like that looks like the easiest thing in the world?
I think we're riding away with some brilliant confidence after 3 brilliant performances against New Zealand. Each time there was absolute clarity in how we were going to go about it. I think the impressive thing this game was the start that the 2 openers got us off to. I thought they were exceptional. Against a brilliant attack to go and play in the manner that they did in that situation, put pressure back on, it calmed the whole dressing room, and it made everything a lot easier for us further down the line, and those scores are worth a hell of a lot more than they probably say on the score sheet. So they should be extremely proud of that. And then when we got going, it was just about going about our business as we have been all summer, enjoying and trusting the confidence that we've been playing with and the method we've been doing. And it was great fun doing it. So.
It was great fun watching it. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Have a good afternoon.
And now for the India LV Insurance Player of the Series, again nominated by the written press, who said this: India too has shone, and it was unfortunate that illness and injury prevented openers Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul from carrying on where they left off last year. That's for breaking the record for the most Test wickets by an Indian bowler in a Test series in England, with a total of 23 wickets with an average of 22.47. His aggressive tail-end batting that included sixes reminiscent of Gordon Greenwich, some superb fielding, and his captaincy in this game, the LV Insurance India Player of the Series is Jasprit Bumrah.
Come a little closer. Jasprit, first of all, I guess that makes you an all-rounder now, right?
I won't go that far ahead, but yeah, sometimes when you contribute with the right place, you're good.
Not the result you would have wanted. Throughout the course of the Test match, you found various occasions where you were innings, 416. You had that lead of 132 and seemed to have the game under control. Where do you think it slipped away from you?
This is the beauty of testing it, isn't it? Even if you have 3 good days, but you have to keep coming and keeping up the good performance. I think yesterday we fell short with the bat and then we had to come back quickly into the bowl. So I think that is the place where we let the opposition in and then the momentum just kept shifting away from us.
But what about the series overall? I mean, if you go back to August last year, your spell at the Oval that rather turned the game on its head. Another similar situation to this one, actually, chasing 300 plus. You were riding the crest of a wave a bit, and then, of course, unfortunately, the last game got cancelled. Do you think that had any sort of bearing on the way that things played out? One warm-up game, and then you're into a test match against a team that's won 3 out of 3.
Yeah, the ifs and buts can always be the picture. See, if you go back, we would say, oh, it's the first match. Weather was rain, we were expecting that we would have won the series. But this is how the game of cricket goes. Yes, England played really well. They put us under pressure. We were even going ahead in the game, but they kept on fighting and they played better than us in the second innings and they won the game. So yeah, hard fought series and we've drawn the series. But I think that's the ideal result. This is both teams played good cricket and at the end of the day, a lot of good cricket was shown.
What about the word for the 2 left-handers in your first innings? Rishabh Pant, who is a fan favourite wherever he goes around the world, but he's adding real consistency to that flair and that excitement.
Yeah, obviously he takes his chances. He and Jaddu really got us back into the game because we were really struggling at that time. 93 for 5. England was on top. They counter-attacked and they got into the game and we were ahead in the game. So that's the beauty of Test cricket. We've got different characters in our team. He takes his chances, he backs his game, and he always goes to the hits. So yeah, very happy for him. He had a very good match.
And yesterday afternoon, England came out, got off to a good start, but you on the back foot a little bit, and there was that explosion of energy just either side of tea time. What did Rahul Dravid say to you at tea?
He's always there to guide us. He's always there to back us. But we are focusing on our strengths. We felt that we could have been a little straighter, and that is the adjustment that we made after lunch, that we wanted to be a little straighter and maybe use the variable bounce which was there. But yeah, that helped us to get that into the groove. As soon as you get cricket, the energy goes up. So yeah, that was the conversation that happened after lunch.
And the captaincy then, you'd be happy to hand it back to Rohit, or is it something that you could see yourself doing in the future?
See, that is something that I don't decide. But yeah, it was a good challenge. I always like responsibility. That's the way I've always played cricket. It was a new challenge. A lot of great learnings came my way, and I was a lot more involved in the game. So yeah, very happy. It was an honor to lead the team, and yeah, it was a great experience.
Well, it's been an honour to watch you bowl over the course of the 5-match series. Bad luck today, but thank you very much for speaking with us.
Well done.
England's victory in this final LV Insurance Test match has tied the series at 2 wins apiece. And it's time now to speak with the winning captain from this 5th match, England's Ben Stokes.
Hi, Ben.
Ben, this captaincy last, no problem, huh?
No, that's the players, didn't it? Make my job easier.
Well, they certainly have done that. Was there any sort of feeling that 370 odd was going to be stiff, or was it always as confident as you guys made it look?
No. When you have clarity like we did before in the dressing room, it makes, totals like that and just the game in itself just a lot easier. It takes the external pressure that, playing international cricket gives you. But, 378 5-6 weeks ago would have been scary. But, no, it was good.
A lot will be made of the batting. I mean, obviously, Johnny and Joe have been superb. That your openers got you off to a terrific start. You've been unequivocal in backing, particularly Zach Bull, but Alex as well. How important was that for not only for the win, but also going forward?
Yeah, I think Johnny and Ruthie are obviously going to get the plaudits for that, and rightly so. 2 of
Well
them
done, and welcome back.
a run chase is,
It's back in
set the precedent by way to open to, and what they did there was absolutely phenomenal. Watching that partnership put together in a manner and the way that they did it was incredible, and it just pulled the momentum back to us. Playing the way that they did against Jeffrey Brewer and Mohamed Shami, it was just incredible to watch. So it was amazing. The fastest ever opening 100 stands for England as openers. First thing that you said to me was actually right, well, next time we'll make it like. So yeah.
Let's talk about the bowling effort in the 3rd innings of the game, because once again India had a real chance of sort of putting it way out to reach even for you guys. But you found many different ways, in fact, of taking wickets on a consistent basis. How pleasing was that for you?
Yeah, really good. We take away now the scoreboard and how many runs there are to chase, really. It's all about taking wickets and how we're going to take them wickets. We managed to take 80 wickets in 4 test matches, so there's no complaints whatsoever. Sometimes teams are going to be better than us, but teams will never be braver than us, to quote Jack Leach.
The bowling attack has worked very much as a partnership. No one sort of stood out. Ollie Robinson is still, I think, the lead wicket taker along with Jimmy in the series, and he hasn't been here for this one. But you seem to have plenty of options as you go through the list of people to kind of crack the game open for you.
Yeah, we're trying to rewrite how Test cricket is being played in England, especially, and all the different plans that we put together over the last 4 or 5 weeks for every different situation is something that we're going to look to carry forward. And it's not always just about bowling a couple of off or drying up. It's how we're going to take wickets. And at the end of the day, that's what you need to do as bowling attackers, find a way to take 10 wickets.
And a word about the crowds that you've had. I mean, as the momentum has built over the course of the 4 test matches, the people are kind of, people are talking about you, and they're talking about the team, and they're talking about test match cricket. That's been part of what you've been trying to do as well.
Yeah, definitely. We know that we want to give a new sort of life to Test cricket in the way that we go about it. And the support that we've received over the last 5 weeks has been incredible. We've gone to day 4 at Lords and every other test has gone to day 5. The support that we've had has just been incredible. And it's amazing, that we sort of feel like in such a short space of time that we are bringing a new set of fans towards the game, inspiring the next generation and everything like that. It's what we want to do. The game at the moment is bigger than the rugby for us. It's about people who come and represent England in the future, guys who come into the dressing room after. We want to leave a mark on Test cricket at the moment.
Well, brilliant. You've done exactly that over the course of the last 4 or 5 weeks, and we have thoroughly enjoyed watching you. Ben Stokes, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Ben.
Your appreciation for both teams as the captains of England and India share the plaudits of this eventful, brilliant test series that started in the summer of 2021. It concludes 2-all. The LV Insurance Test Series is drawn. It's the hand of east on the trophy for Captain Bumrah and Ben Stokes.
Woo! Let's put it inside.
And having won this 5th LV Insurance Test and drawn the series 2-all, England have retained the Pahlavi Trophy.
And they have retained the trophy in some style. That was quite a performance here at Edgbaston. Shouldn't forget the cricket that we witnessed last summer either. It was stunning stuff, really aggressive, competitive, compelling cricket. But I think this one takes the biscuit. Reminded that the first test last year at Trent Bridge was drawn. Lords, India won by 151 runs. England bouncing back at Headingley. India going ahead in the series at the Oval. And then, of course, winning here today by 7 wickets. And I'm delighted to say Victoria's captain is going to do another interview with Sky. Thank you very much indeed. How proud are you?
Yeah, extremely. The last 5 weeks has just been incredible turnaround. And I can't really give any more credit than I've already done over that 5 weeks about the response that the team's had to how we want to go about things. It's just been the most fun 5 weeks I've had in my career so far.
The pace of the turnaround, though, is staggering.
Yeah, I don't think everyone really can understand what's happened here. But when you get given clarity in what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and think about bigger than results, it just makes everything a lot easier. It takes away the external pressures of what international sport can throw you as an individual and as a team. But when you know what you want to go out there and do, it makes everything a lot easier and a lot more simple.
Take it back to the first time you addressed the team in your official capacity as Test captain. What
the main message? Can you remember? Okay, that's fine. What do you want to get across, though? What was the first principle you wanted to instill in the dressing room? I think it was the results will look after themselves, but just go out and entertain and just enjoy it. You're playing for England. You're doing something as a kid you were doing as a hobby, and now you get to represent your country. Like, if this isn't fun, you're not enjoying every moment of it, then we're obviously doing something wrong. But that was it. Let's just go out and be entertainers and make people fall in love with their cricket again.
And is it key to go and speak to the individuals as well, not just as a group, but to actually go and see how they're feeling and what they want and where they feel the team wants to go?
Yeah, and I think actually me and Brendan, we said the other day that what we do need to make sure that we keep on doing going forward is that we may have new people come into this dressing room who have not been here from the start, since being has taken over, and reaffirming everything that we said, because it's a lot easier sort of people from outside looking in and seeing what it's all about, but then not really getting the whole message about the things. It's not just go out there and, blaze it. There is some simple little things that we do keep close to the team, and we felt that that's something that's very important to us going forward when anyone new comes in.
I've heard it being said that you're still trying to find the line, you're still trying to push the line. Is that still the case?
Yeah.
Have you found the line?
Don't know where it is at the moment.
Still searching?
Still, there's a bit of me that almost wanted them to get 450 to see what we do.
Blimey, Test cricket has changed, I'll tell you that. The decision though at the toss for this one, is it to try and change, to put that last innings into almost like a one-day game?
You know what? I said yesterday after we finished today's play that, you look at how teams will be viewing us at the moment, that third innings now has become a fourth innings because they're going to have to concentrate on how we're going to play and they're worried about that. So to be in a position like that as a team of, being feared before they'd even finished their innings is an unbelievable place to be in. I'm not, that's it. Teams don't know how to play the third innings, especially when they've got a lead. 380 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago would have been a scary thing for us to look at, but we knew what we were going to go down and try and do. We're always going to try and win a game. If we needed to come out today and get 200 off 30 overs, we would have been trying to do it, and we would have lost trying to turn out that way.
Slight echoes of what Alan Morgan was trying to do with the one-day side a few years ago. Do you agree with that?
Definitely, and obviously Baz and Owen are really, really good mates. I spent a lot of time under Owen's captaincy, and I've taken a lot of what his messaging and how he wanted the team and one-day cricket to go forward, and I brought that into this one-day, into this and I brought his mentality and his ethos around cricket into the test environment. Everybody's responded so well to it. And, it's not just me and Baz, you've got to get that response from everybody else, and everybody just flew into it head on, and yeah, it's been a great 5 weeks.
You need to bowl a bit more. 4 wickets.
Yeah, well, we actually had a beer last night, taking the mickey out of myself, saying, welcome Sophie back to the bowling booth.
But, I mean, in terms of, you've mentioned that third innings, how pleased were you with reducing it to 2-4-5?
Yeah, it was, a massive part of the game, and the way that everybody run in and stuck to the plans that we've been, living by and dying by almost as well. We've got a tactic with the ball if it's not pretty obvious to see how we're going to bowl it, teams at the tail. And some days it's not going to work, some days you're going to get hold of you, but, 7, 8, 9 times out of 10, it'll work for us, and we've seen the results of that working as well.
The run chase, obviously, was phenomenal. Almost the wrong thing here. Sorry, I'm going to jump out of that. But in terms of what you're trying to do, the performance of the two lads at the top of the order, I'm going to start with Alex Lee, third ball, charging down. But from your club.
Yeah, he said he's actually been daydreaming about it for a while, and he wanted to do it. I was actually on the physio bed getting treatment when I seen him do it, and it made me jump out of the physio bed. So, I knew he wanted to do it for a while, but I think obviously Johnny and Ruthie are going to get all the plaudits for this, and rightly so.
That, given how he was playing in the Caribbean, he looked a bit stuttery, he looked a little lacking in confidence, which can happen at the start of a test career, but that's another dramatic turnaround.
Well, when I first seen Lee play for Yorkshire, this is exactly how he played. He actually got nicknamed Haydock by the rest of the actors. And what we've seen here is what got him on the radar at such a young age.
Right.
And I think just coming into the environment with the change from West Indies has now opened up that freedom for him again to go back to when he was a kid. He's been talking about it a lot all the time. This is how he used to play, so I want to play. now he's been given that confidence and freedom to be able to do it under myself and Dad. It's been great to watch.
And Zach, glimpses of what he can do in this test match.
Yeah, and like Zach's got so much talent with the bat, but you look at this game and take everything else away from that. That's what we want him to do. He dominates bowling attack when he's on. Zach is a player who will provide unbelievable moments for him going forward. And what we've seen from him in this innings is exactly why he's in the team and why he's being ready back.
He's batted enormously before this test match started in the press conference. But I have to ask, as a batsman, your currency is runs. And it's great that you're backing him and giving him a long run, but there comes a point where every batsman has to do it, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. As I said last week, that the team's been given time to perform and no time to feel under pressure. And as I said in the press conference, it's the way that you do it, not necessarily stats.
And Johnny, and his performance this summer, not just in this test match?
It's on another level, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is, the type of player who, I'm sure every system will want their middle order. Changes the game like that. But another man who's just, I think, been rewarded so well over the last 5 weeks because of the clarity and confidence that he's got. You look at how he plays one-day cricket, he knows exactly what he's got to do and what he's trying to do. I think over the last couple of years, being up and down the order and not really maybe understanding how he wants to play or how he has been wanted to play. But now, he knows what's required of him, and he's gone out there and he's just on another level. Phenomenal.
And he and Joe have not abused that form either. It'd be quite easy to come out and you play well one day and go, oh, this is easy, and then all of a sudden you're gone.
Joe always makes back on people. That's a broken record when we talk about it.
But they haven't abused form. They kept going and they wanted to be there at the end.
Yeah,
and you were losing.
Yeah, and obviously, like you said, the most successful thing is the way that they've done it. Dominate every single time. Every decision they make, pure dominance. Leaving the ball, defending the ball, or hitting the ball over the top, or reverse speed.
Yes, yeah. That's very satisfying. Congratulations.
So, before you have you found the captaincy? Is there anything that surprised you? Anything you think that's a bit tougher than I thought? Has it all been easy? Are you someone that can switch off of an evening?
Yeah, I haven't come to talk to you both. That's been the big changes, obviously the commitments that come from outside the sport that you have to do, but I'm really enjoying it, being able to get, my points across, and how we want to do things and reaffirming and just making people aware of, what we're trying to achieve here. It's, being test captain of this England team will always be the best job for any individual. At the moment, I'm absolutely loving it. It's not always going to be plain sailing, but there will come a time where I have to deal with things that go wrong. But at the moment, just enjoying it. We'll see how we go.
Go and enjoy this afternoon. I know you will. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
Well done. Thanks, Tony.
You've seen a lot of cricket. Cheers, Ben. You've seen a lot of cricket. Have you seen anything quite like that?
Unbelievable. Just the confidence that's going through the dressing room there, just tells you everything. Great point he made about that, what off been played this all-rounders. Oh, it's weird. Take leadership. Leadership becomes, for me, the most important thing.
Well, it's been some thrilling cricket throughout the series, spread over a couple of years, but none more thrilling than this one here at Edgbaston. Ready to go?
Good to go.
Say that imitation is a sincerest form of flattery. Will India try and copy a bit of fastball this week?
Give it a flip for a sleep. Don't notice the call. Ben, what are you going to do?
We're going to have a look.
Backing themselves to chase. Wow.
He went down. Crawley it is.
Really interesting shot. You'd be really disappointed with this. It's gone. And he was gone.
Oh yeah!
Gone.
Look at that 10 minutes! Oh my, oh no. Dead.
Beauty from Anderson.
Yeah.
Getting at the whistle.
Yeah.
Starting to come down. sun is out here and we're ready for a restart with India. So Kohli on strike, 5 slips waiting. Ooh, kind of far away from
very
West
good.
Tom.
Don't you hear? What? Oh, it's out! Yes, very good.
Look out.
It did perfect. It did. Okay.
There's an opportunity for us, Rishad Khan.
Look at astonishment there on Ben
You
Stokes'
would've.
face. Me, with my reputation of
I
not
would've
paying a
been-
single to me.
I would yes! Off the set.
What a summer Matt Potts is having, and this is the biggest scalp of all, Virat Kohli.
Go now. What's up?
Typical Rishad Khan.
Go on.
Comes out of his bunker. Smashed Anderson for 4.
I think she enjoyed that.
Oh. Critical.
That is the end of Shreyas Iyer. Jimmy Anderson is getting this ball to bounce and do his bidding. 5 down now.
Is he a concern now?
Shot.
Perfect.
Beautifully played down the ground.
What about you know he's in the... What? What? See what I said? There's
50 for Rishad Khan, his 10th.
what's the stick for India?
With his
It's
400
beautiful
he's looking
today.
to touch.
It's the provision with it. But look at that. Look.
Oh, nicely. Falls fine and falls for 4.
Amazing. Oh my word.
Fractionally what missed. And away she goes on the onside. Down the track. 1-2. Over the fence for 4. Goes again and he falls over. He is lying completely on his back in the middle of Edgbaston and the ball has gone for 4. This is extraordinary. That is a quite wonderful 100. Full leg drive on the ground yet again. His 5th 100 in Test match cricket. Fabulous counter-attack.
Oh, excellent from Rees. Excellent. He was looking to go to his 150 in style and has edged it to slip. A good one taken off the glove, was it?
An excellent day's cricket. India 338 for 7.
Well, Edgbaston will turn blue for Bob today. Smashed away square as he scored his first Test match 100 outside of India. There is a man there, and he takes it.
Straight through Jimmy Anderson. And that will be 400 up for India. And that's pulled away a little bit like Golden Greenwich for 6. That's the record. What a shot that is from Jasprit Bumrah. He tries to get a single. This is Carnage here. Finally, the innings comes to an end.
No ball creates the extra delivery, and lead has been parcelled.
We've got our Bob bowling zone going on in the nets over the far side. And the king of swing, Mark Butcher, was sent over to see what he could crank it up to. Let's see how he got on. 54 mile an hour, also known as Paul Allen's wicker ball.
Oh, the goal. Bumba. Bumba. Okay, good.
There's a carry. There's that drive again. The drive as an opener is dangerous. Joe Root comes in at number 4. Jasprit Bumrah is on a hat-trick. Oh, past the edge. Captain's having a good day.
We have another delay. Hopefully not too long. Hopefully it's just a quick in and out. There must be some
England 3 down.
Fine shot.
Spirit between the players is excellent. The weather, not so much.
Good afternoon, X-Factor. The donation you make today could save your life and save the life of someone you love. Do something in the name of the great pork villages. Thank you, X-Factor.
The commentary box has just broken into applause. That is a man of the match performance from the fifth test here in Birmingham, right there, Ravi Shastri. The sun is now shining. They're going to be rewarded with an hour of cricket up to stumps. Oh, and it's a big drive and swing first ball. And gone.
This was a big, big scuff. Excellent, excellent from Shami.
Gone. And down. Jack Leach.
The night watchman has come and gone. Bowling was simply too hot to handle.
India have won the lead. England have fallen behind. That is the end of the day's play. G'day, WG. What a day to be here at Edgbaston.
Don't just go and give the wicket away and say, you know what, that's the way that we play.
That is what the toots are going for. Don't say that's the way we play.
Forget what I said about 2 seconds.
Next, Mike Lapp will be munching on free croissant.
Couple of wickets in the morning and we'll be on the top.
Keep going, Rockstar.
Good job.
You would guess with these two, they're going to be positive.
Woman has taken the ball.
No, clip nicely. First boundary. It's tense out there. Bairstow's ticking. He has his second four. Oh, that's one shot. And then scratches Coolman with it.
Back up in the air. Covers coming underneath it. Selector puts it down. Would you believe that?
Leave it. Yes.
Oh, did that carry?
That's 2. You can't drop Stokes. He's a quality play. You can't drop him twice.
You can't.
And again. This one taken. Brilliantly taken. Shardul Thakur has redeemed himself. The captain has pulled off a blinder.
Wow, that's fantastic from Johnny Bairstow. He keeps coming back to India. On fielding. Bairstow has been used instantly. Bairstow starts with a clip. He goes to 95.
140. Wow.
Timed really nicely. Oh, it's through. It's through. Johnny Bairstow. Pure delight as he goes through to a third 100 in consecutive test matches. He is a run machine right now, Johnny Bairstow. Edge on first ball back into the attack.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's out. Bishop passing with the gloves. Gone.
Something.
Hold him. Gone this time.
Wickets and then England charge.
It's a song. It's 10 seconds. It's taken out of the left 2 balls. Gone. Got him.
Just been coughed out of Ravi Shastri's life.
Oh, just short, I think.
It's okay.
That's going to be pleasant. Here we go. That has been a very valuable half-century from Cheteshwar Pujara. He's quietly proud now. This is nothing to do with me. He's edited the photograph in his keeping. That's it. Kick up, kick up, kick up.
I didn't bring that in.
Might be there to be.
That would have done us all a favour, wouldn't it?
England have to win. India just need a draw.
Stay on the foot. It's a good feather.
Straight into the hands of Alex Lees at backward point.
It's superb again. Oh no. Double.
That's in the air. Straight to the wicket.
There's nothing touching.
But
Deliver it perfectly. Whoa.
quick on the ball. There's a man out there. This should be taken. Yes, it is. The
Oh.
short ball